Well, what do you think?
About?
Yeah, all of it.
Spark plugs.
For what?
Put them in the holes.
What are we spark plugging?
The Datsun?
You want to show them?
No, I'm gonna do it wrong.
You show them a spark plug.
Oh!
How are you going to show them a spark plug wrong?
It's a spark plug.
All right. What do you put on the end of the...
What?
What do you put on the end of it?
I don't want to be on video.
And take two. What do you put on the end of it?
Well, I didn't understand the question, okay? I was like, oh, you know, like on the end of it, you're going to put your pack on there. Anyways, he meant anti-seize.
That was beautiful. So we are putting spark plugs into our little motor down there. Like I said in the last video, it's a 240Z bottom end with an L28 N42 head. So we can retain the fuel injection. And then along with that, sorry for Darth Vader last video. She's a little pregnant, little breathy.
Sorry.
So what we're gonna do, and I will tell you what this spark plug is because it does not say that it fits Datsun, but it does. It does fit these L series motors. Right there.
How do you know it fits the Datsun?
So, I'm gonna put the extra code for the spark plug on the screen. Of course, you will have already seen that, but we are going to put some anti-seize on the end of these threads and put these in the motor. Run it over a couple times, make sure it's actually got compression, because that would really suck.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all.
That's all.
That's it.
Also, these plugs are supposed to run about to whatever the scale of retake. Austin, post credits. Cut all this out. Anyways, this is going to run 2 temperature ranges cooler than the stock plugs, so that'll be good. Help keep down on pre-detonation as well.
What?
You really put in some work on that little package.
I did. I had to open it with gloves. I got gloves.
Would you like to splooge on my plug?
Are you gonna post that on YouTube?
Well, I didn't say anything super inappropriate. How much are you putting on there?
All
Jesus. No, you just put a little daub.
I put a little daub.
And no, you plastered it. Wow, this does not want to focus.
There you go.
Anywho, you take your splooge plug and insert into a hole.
It squeaks.
And just put her in there.
What?
So, we've put all the plugs in now.
I did it.
We've also, between the time the plugs were put in and sometime before then, put on the oil feed line as well. So that's all plumbed, ready to go. And what's next?
Tightening the spark plugs.
So now that we got that little bit done on the motor, we're gonna head back over to the car itself and show you what I'm working with. I gotta make a cap, or I've made the cap now. I'm gonna show you the cap, show you where it's going. We're gonna weld it up, get that patched up. Now we just gotta finish body work, mostly the fenders, and then we can throw everything together after paint and get the car running, really. I mean, it looks like we're far off because we are, but at the same time, we're not. So let's get cracking. We had a little incident today with the pregnancy. We thought we were going into labor. We're not quite yet, but it is definitely happening probably sooner than the due date. So I'll keep you posted on that as well. So this is our little cap that I made for the end of the rocker panel, just to kind of fill that in. When I cut that piece off, I did not account for the gap that would be left So we are going to fix that right now. Also, in case you guys are curious on how I make little parts like this, I use tin snips a lot. They're great for smaller gauge steel and aluminum. If you've got something a little bit bigger, a lot of times I'll use a cutoff wheel, or if it doesn't have to be perfect, I use a Sawzall. But on small things like this, tin snips work pretty great. I can really get in there and make the cuts how I want them. Let me turn that off so you're not listening to it. Maybe. Anywho, got that cap done. We're gonna move over. I've already snipped everything. I used the tin snips on this as well since it was a small enough gauge, and got that all lined up. So we're gonna go through, weld those up. That way it retains its structure and just we'll have a nicer finish to it. And then that should be golden. Also, quick little tidbit here on, on the clutch itself, or the pressure plate rather. I only used the old hardware just to mock it up. I did go ahead and replace it all with brand new bolts and lock washers. If you're curious as to what that size is, it is an M8 by 1 1/4, and then the stock size I believe is like a 16 millimeter, but I went ahead and used 20 millimeters. It's not a big difference in length, and it won't hurt anything. With that being said, pretty much the built engine is ready to go. We don't have to do anything else to this before it goes in. Other than that, it's just hoses and lines. I've got to go ahead and finish just right there in the corner, get that done. And then the rockers, the pans, everything else here is completely finished. And then I've got to do a spot below the gas tank and the actual hatch itself. Another thing I'm going through and doing just while I got the welder out is going along the bottom of this. I had tack welded it up before, but now I'm going through and actually welding it together so it's sturdy and will have a lot more structural integrity. So now that I've got the rockers and floor pans all the way done, I can go ahead and start shaping everything to blend in with the body. And then after that, hatch, gas panel, quarter panel side, and that's pretty much it. This is a little bit of a filler video. I'm still waiting on things from, suppliers. So once everything is here, we can really nail this out. The truck is done, so now we can really get started on bodywork. I'm going to try and keep the bodywork sections kind of shorter. It requires to have a lot of focus. It requires me to have a lot of focus. I'm not very good at it. Other than that, paint, throw the engine in, and cross our fingers it starts. And I found somebody to tune it, so we're good there. Once we know it starts, we'll go get tuned and find out approximately how much power we'll be making. So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you next time. Peace.